Hi, this is Rick with Bow River Troutfitters. Today we're going to tie the Easy Sculpin using a Mustad 9671 size 6 and a 1/4 inch cone head. We're going to wrap the thread base all the way around the hook shank right to the bend of the hook. After we have the thread wrap on the base of the hook, I like to tie in a monofilament loop at the back end of the fly. Now the monofilament loop has two purposes. The monofilament loop will prevent the rabbit strip at the back of the hook from fouling as you're casting. You can also use it to tie on a second fly if you're going to tandem a rig as you go. Okay, so we're going to tie in a chinchilla rabbit zonker here. I'd like to measure the length of the rabbit strip trailing to be about the length of the shaft of the hook. You can tie it in just at the base and then bend it up out of the way. I do suggest that if you want to keep the material from being quite out of control, you can wet it before you start working with it. Now we're going to create a thread dubbing loop in front of the rabbit material. We'll then wind the thread all the way to the back of the cone head. Here we're using angel hair, but you can also use a long fiber sparkly material like ice dub. That'll work as well. So we will create the dubbing loop, spin it, and then as we wind it on to the shaft of the hook, we do want to keep making an effort to bend the dubbing loop fibers out of the way so that we're not binding it down. We do not want to wind the dubbing loop all the way to the front. We need to leave enough room at the front for our collar. Once the dubbing loop is tied all the way forward, you can clip it off. And at this point on the fly, I will add 2 pairs of rubber centipede legs. You can use whatever material you want here, whether it's sexy floss or additional flash, but I do like the additional movement that these products give the fly. At this point now, we will tie the front end of the zonker all the way forward. Remember that you can wet this material to keep it more out of the way as you tie it in. With the zonker strip secured at the front, I like to cut the excess material off and tuck it underneath the cone head. We'll now use the cross-cut rabbit. Now the cross-cut rabbit is unlike the zonker strip in that the fibers do not lay parallel to the length of the strip, but across the grain. We'll use a quick wrap of cross-cut rabbit for the collar. With the cross-cut rabbit strip secured, I'll take the trimmed end and tuck it underneath the cone. We'll secure all of that with whip finishing and cement. The fly is now ready to fish. With the rabbit materials in this fly, it'll have a lot of natural movement. Whether you fish it in deep and slow water or shallow and fast, the action provided by this material will make the fly irresistible to fish. Thanks very much for joining us. All these materials and more are available on bowrivertroutfitters.com.